At the beginning of the film, it shows a group of special forces who are currently surrounding the terrorists. Here, we are introduced to a corporal named Logan, who is an expert in using his sniper. After finishes off the guards, Logan and his troops immediately enter the base to look for the terrorist leader. One by one, the terrorists finished off easily. There was one terrorist member who surrendered and Logan's men immediately interrogated him about the whereabouts of the terrorist leader. But at the same time, they were suddenly attacked by the leader. Fortunately, Logan was able to quickly finish him off. It turned out that in the recent attack, Logan was also shot in his neck. The scene moved to a few months after that incident. A boy named Billy was seen hunting deer with his father in the middle of the forest. Billy was asked by his father to shoot the prey in front of him. However, Billy refused because he was still afraid of holding a weapon, so his father did it. After that, they cooked the deer and it turned out that Billy's father was Logan. As a soldier, Logan wanted to train Billy so that he could be strong as a warrior. Unluckily, Billy is not ready yet. Even he was injured when he was taught how to sharpen a knife. When Logan was cleaning up the tent and was about to go home, Billy instead went somewhere carrying a knife. There, accidentally, Billy met a stray puppy. But at the same time, the dam came and considered Billy as a threat. When Billy was about to be attacked by the dog, suddenly Logan came. Luckily, Logan could save Billy and they finally rushed home. At home, Logan's wife, Lisa, was waiting for them. Lisa asked Billy if he enjoyed the hunting. Then, Billy answers that today is the best day and he really wants to be strong like his father. Lisa meets Logan and it seems that they're a little happy family. Here, we know that Lisa is pregnant and Logan can't wait to see his child born. The next morning, it seems that Logan is already wearing his soldier's uniform while making breakfast for his family. Seeing that, Billy wanted to help his father. When he was at the military camp, Logan was assigned to train the prospective Special Forces soldiers. Here, Logan motivated and told them about war's technique. After that, Logan asked them to practice physically, while Logan watched them from above. Soon, Logan was approached by his senior, Johnny. Johnny said that Logan was the best sniper he had ever met. Logan then replied that his greatness cannot be separated from the teachings of his superiors, including Johnny. On the other hand, Lisa was seen picking up Billy, who had just come home from school. On the way home, suddenly, their car was hit by a drunken man. Lisa and Billy were immediately taken to the hospital and the paramedics soon provided help so they both could survive. Logan, who had heard the news, tried to stay calm while driving his car to the hospital. Logan's feelings got even more chaotic when the doctor said that they needed Rh+ blood, which is quite rare. In this hospital, there is only one bag available and the rest are still on their way. The doctor couldn't wait long because Lisa and Billy had started to bleed a lot. Here, the doctor asked Logan to choose whether the blood would be given to Billy or Lisa. The doctor also said that Lisa had a miscarriage. When Logan saw Lisa's condition, it turned out that Lisa was very badly injured due to a head wound and at the same time, Lisa died. In the end, Logan decided to give the blood to Billy, his son. Of course, Logan was angry and disappointed with what had happened to him. As Logan's best friend and senior, Johnny also felt that suffering. At night, Logan received news from the police who handled his wife's accident case. It turned out that the person who crashed into Lisa's car was a drunk man. Knowing that, Johnny immediately arrested the person and without a second thought, he immediately finished him. 7 years later after the accident, Logan is now a mess and he has also left the military. He still often imagines that his wife is always present, which means that Logan has not sincerely lost his wife. Meanwhile, Billy, who is now a teenager, may lack affection from his mother. He even behaves like a gangster, and he has entered court 3 times for theft, possession of drugs, and now is a property destruction case. Here, the judges said that if Billy committed crime again, he would be separated from Logan to be educated at a community institution. Even though Logan was never angry with Billy. Because after all, Billy is the only family he has. The next day, Logan was working as a beverage salesman and he's offering products to shops in the suburbs. At that time, Logan went to a shop and tried to offer the product to the shop owner, but the shop owner's response was not good. In fact, he kicked Logan out while insulting him. Logan returned to the car, feeling hurt. Logan, who was still annoyed by the insult earlier, then returned to the shop carrying a knife. Logan said if the shop owner once again did something like that, Logan would not hesitate to finish him off. The shop owner was scared and he apologized to Logan. But as a result of the incident, Logan was summoned by his boss and at that moment, he was immediately fired from his job. A few days later, Logan was called by the school principal because for several months, Logan had not paid his son's tuition fees. Logan, who is now unemployed and only relies on his retirement money in the military, feels dizzy. When at home, Logan remembers his old friend as well as his senior, Johnny. Logan then contacts Johnny and asks him to meet outside. Logan finally met Johnny somewhere. Logan was very surprised when he saw Johnny, whose face was now partially damaged. Logan asked what had happened to Johnny. He said that he got this wound when he was fighting in Iraq 3 years ago. Johnny also said that he had left the military 1 year ago and now he works for the mafia. Here, Logan ventured to borrow money from Johnny because he didn't want his son to drop out of school. Johnny said that he could help Logan as long as Logan wants to work with him. Logan, who realizes that Johnny must invite him to do the dirty work, decides not to take the job. A few days later, Johnny suddenly visits Logan's house and has a chance to chat with Billy. Logan, who had just returned home from looking for a job, was surprised by Johnny's arrival. Johnny asked if Logan already had a job. Logan answered not yet, and in the end, Logan wanted to join Johnny to do the dirty work. At night, Logan and Johnny entered one of the apartments owned by a mafia boss. It turned out that the job Johnny meant was to rob the mafia boss's money. After paralyzing the people there, they also took all the money in the safe. But when they were about to leave, it turned out that in one of the rooms, there was a son of the mafia boss who was hiding. Even the boy had reported this incident and immediately recognized Johnny. Not wanting the action to be exposed, Johnny was forced to kill the boss's son. After their action was over, Logan asked why Johnny killed the mafia boss' son. Johnny replied that it was out of his control and he promised not to involve Logan. On the other side, now Billy joined the bad boys circle. All of BLOY's friends were rich and drug addicts. Billy was ridiculed as a coward when he refused to smoke drugs. But there's a friend named Burrito who defends Billy by saying that they didn't have to force Billy. While walking home, Billy and Burrito chatted some things up. Here, Billy said that he was not a coward like what his friends said. Billy just didn't want to take part in the trial for the 4th time. Hearing that, Burrito was shocked enough. After knowing that Billy was more delinquent than them, Burrito then asked Billy to go to the party that will be held at Burrito's house tonight. On the other hand, Johnny suddenly comes to Logan, who is now working at a lottery shop. Here, Johnny says that tonight, he will be interrogated by the mafia boss who has started to suspect Johnny for the robbery case and the murder. Because of that, Johnny asked Logan for help to watch over him using a sniper. At night, Billy asked Logan's permission to go to a party held by Burrito. Logan, who had never restrained his son, allowed it. However, Logan advised Billy to always maintain an attitude. Long story short, the party was filled with drinking and also girls of Billy's age. After the party, Burrito invited Billy and his 3 friends to drive his father's sophisticated car. Burrito told Billy to drive the car. So, they were reckless on the road drunk. On the other side, Logan's watching Johnny who was being interrogated by the mafia boss. Fortunately, Johnny managed to dodge all the accusations, so he was safe. Shortly after that, Logan was suddenly contacted by Billy because he just had an accident. When Logan got there, he looked disappointed at Billy. Luckily, there were no fatalities, but Burrito's father's car, which was very expensive, had now been completely broken. Burrito said that the one who had to be responsible was Billy, because Billy, who had been driving the car. When he was at home, Billy was very sorry with his actions and he could only apologize to Logan. Logan, who didn't want his son to fall down, tried to calm Billy. The next day, Logan, who had good intentions, went to Burrito's house and met his father. Logan was ready to take responsibility for all the problems Billy had done, but Burrito's father even threatened that he would report Billy to the police if Logan did not want to pay twice the price of the car. Burrito's father deliberately made this matter to blackmail Logan, because he did not know who Logan really was. After that, Logan was again visited by Johnny. He needs Logan's help again, because the mafia were still stalking him. In the evening, Logan was already on the hill to watch over Johnny. Johnny was seen being interrogated by the mobsters. Even then, the mafia boss was pointing a gun at Johnny, and this is what Logan did. After finishing off the mafia group, Johnny promised that he would not disturb Logan's life again. He also ordered Logan to go home, while the bodies of the mafia would be buried by him. At that time, Logan wanted to meet Burrito's father. When Burrito's father is going home by his car, he is very surprised because Logan is already there. Logan says that he has saved compensation money in the dashboard for one car, but if Burrito's father dares to blackmail him, he will not hesitate to slaughter his family. Burrito's father, who is scared, he could only agreed. The following night, it showed Johnny, who had been experiencing depression after his last war. Johnny was discharged from the military because he was experiencing serious mental issues. Not long after that, Johnny was suddenly attacked by his enemy, which resulted in a fight. Luckily, in the end, Johnny can finish off that person. The next day, when Logan was just about to return home, he heard Johnny, who was threatening Billy. Logan asked why Johnny suddenly came and threatened his son. So, Johnny apologized. Then he said that the purpose of his arrival was just to ask for Logan's help because the soldiers wanted to catch him. It turned out that Johnny had run away from the military hospital and the soldiers wanted to protect Johnny because he had a very severe mental illness. Johnny suddenly cried and wanted to hug Logan, but at the same time, Johnny attacked Logan. Johnny, who is better at fighting, finally manages to paralyze Logan. When Johnny is about to finish off Logan, the shot came from Billy. After all that incident, Logan and Billy tried to relieve their fatigue by eating together in a park. Here, Logan and Billy apologize to each other and they promise to stay together. When they are going home, Logan asks Billy to drive the car,